Hi everyone. I just wanted to take a moment today to talk to you about how to use Google Forms to seek feedback from your students about your course. So first, why would you want to seek additional feedback? At the end of the semester, we're frequently asked to give our students the course evaluation survey, and we get that feedback the following semester. So why do something extra? Well, in addition to giving me immediate feedback, I really like that giving a Google survey to my students holds a mirror up to my teaching. So there may be something that I'm doing or not doing that I'm unaware of, and the students are willing to very nicely shed some light on that for me. These surveys also help me to improve my course design. I get a picture of what lessons and assignments stuck, what did they really learn, and are there places where, maybe I thought it was a really solid lesson, but it didn't stick with them. They walked away needing a little more. Finally, this survey can help you increase your student engagement. So are there some assignments or units or exercises that weren't very engaging for students? Or are there some that you just really knocked out of the park? Of course, we can't get rid of the boring quotey fingers, boring information from our courses, but if there's something that is a drag for our students, maybe we can find ways to make it more engaging to keep them dialed into our class. So in a moment, I'm going to show you how to create a Google survey starting from Drive, but I just wanted to show you a couple of the types of feedback you can get. So if you use short answer or paragraph answer, you're going to get just written responses from your students that you can pour through. There is an option that will give you bar graphs like this. So this is a question where they can select all that apply and can give you a good overview of whatever it is that you are looking at. So here you can see that I was asking about which lessons that really stuck with them. So they left the class feeling really great about thesis statements, but not as great about a more organic real world writing style. So I used that information in the next semester to try and tweak my course to really emphasize that real world writing style. So this was really effective for me. Finally, there's a way that you can get really beautiful pie charts. So I'll show you how to do that as well. Okay, so I've gone ahead and brought us over into Drive. So first things first, you'll come up to this waffle here and just click, and then we scroll down, and here you see the purple icon for forms. I'm going to click there, and then I can select blank form. Okay, so I'm not going to sit and fill everything out with you. I'm just going to point a few things out to you. So first, here's where over here you can see the different types of questions that you can ask. So short answer and paragraph are going to give you just those plain written responses from your students. Multiple choice, they can only select one answer, and that is going to yield for you a pie chart. And check boxes is one where they can select all that apply, and it can give you that cool bar graph. There are some other options here to play around with, but I think these ones are great to get you started. So if you're over here and you go ahead and you write your question, then you can add your options, however many answers you want available to them. I also always like to click Add Other, just in case there's something that you didn't think of that they would like to share with you. When you're ready to add another question, come up here, click the plus sign, and you can maybe choose, a different kind of question. Write your question. They'll fill that in here. You can choose whether or not you want it to be required. You also can import questions from elsewhere. And I like that you can add images and you can add video. So I think that is a pretty cool option too. So one other thing that I think is important to note is that you could just write the questions and organize them later. So if I want this question that I just wrote to be the first question, I can just drag and drop. So that is pretty cool. So now I'm going to show you what a survey looks like when it's complete. So here is one that I used with one of my classes in 2019. So this is just what the survey looked like. I definitely feel like I could have done a better job. It's a little bit dense, but that's fine. You can see I've got 31 responses. When I click responses, I'm going to show you the two different ways that you can see the feedback. So summary lets you see all of the feedback for each question all at one time. So I've got a lot of the bar charts. I've got a few pie charts. which is pretty cool. But let's say I want to see individual surveys. Now, my surveys are anonymous, so that I can get that really authentic feedback. But sometimes you may just want to see, okay, this student selected these things as learning the most, these things as learning the least. Sometimes it's helpful to see everything that one student replied, even if you don't know who that student is. Of course, when you are all done, you click send. I like to just go ahead and click on the link and get a nice little short URL, and I would send that out in an email asking students to take the survey. All right. As we wrap it up, here are some sample questions that I have used and found in some articles out and about. So it's nice to ask how easy it is for the students to approach you with questions or concerns. That's a great way, like I said, to hold a mirror up to your teaching. What assignments did your students learn the most? And from what assignments did they learn the least? And just kind of seek some feedback on that. Is there an assignment or a group of assignments that your students chose not to participate in? I've found that a lot of my students will say that they aren't doing the textbook assignments because they weren't able to purchase the book. That's a really interesting piece of information for me to reflect on and think about how, do I want to continue to use a textbook or go OER? It's really helpful information. What changes could I make to the course or to my approach to teaching that would facilitate deeper learning? The students are very kind. You'd be amazed at what types of feedback they may give you on this. And lastly, it's really nice to have one open-ended question, just what else do you think I should know? All right, finally, a few tips that I found from an article online published from York University. Remember that it's nice to offer your students anonymity when they're doing surveys for you because it allows them to be honest and forthcoming. Giving a little bit of a rationale for why you're asking them to do this survey is also helpful. It shows them that you are reflective and you want to be a stronger educator. And then lastly, there are a lot of ways that you can do a survey, but Google Forms is excellent because with that link, they can complete it in class if you were doing a physical face-to-face class, in a Chromebook, or they can complete it on their phone at midnight when they're doing their homework at home. Really flexible. All right, finally, just thanks very much for watching and good luck. I hope that you have a great experience using Google Forms in your classes.